like mages and druids. There's some aggro decks that have a lot of minions that may have sort of low power, sort of high power, low health, and the mage and the druid do a good job of getting rid of them.
Reporting for duty.
Kali's okay, but they've got a turn lag before they can throw a 1/1 minion at it.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't all that useful since they don't have taunt or anything.
So you didn't know your Christmas shopping, Vicious?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
I haven't started yet. I'm dreading it. So like a lot of other card games, you have sort of three main, or let's say three main deck types. There's three identifiable types of decks that a lot of people will play. You have aggro, which basically involves trying to kill your opponent quickly by playing sort of cheaper minions, very mana effective spells. You have mid-range, which is normally designed to absorb a little bit of that initial rush, and then take control with sort of medium-sized spells and minions. And then you have control, which tend to have less minions and more sort of effects that get rid of minions or deal with minions, and more of a late game. And I would say that's definitely the case with Hearthstone.
Some of the other, you got trick decks, of course, which are specific to kind of a hero. Like maybe you're going for a particular combo. You got control decks, which focus on like controlling the board. You know, keeping minions frozen as a mage and stuff like that.
You also have decks like combo decks like Vicious mentioned as a shaman.
Oh yeah.
Where your whole deck is designed around, say, making one minion really powerful for a turn. And shamans have an ability called Wind Fury, which allows their minions to attack twice a turn. So you basically stack in tons of damage on one minion, and hit the opponent twice in the face with it.
Yeah, I got ripped apart a couple times by a good shaman combo. It can be pretty devastating.
To battle! To battle! Job's done.
So this one isn't going as well for me. But I can take out Vicious's pump minions to sort of make those other minions a little more manageable. Let's throw down a big fat guy. Kill one of them and then pass the turn back.
Alright, let's see.
Not that I have a problem with football. I am head cheer.
Reporting for duty. Job's done.
So Vicious doesn't really want to attack his 1/1 into my 2/7.
No.
Because every time I take damage with this guy, he becomes a little harder to deal with.
If you see a lightning bolt under a card, it means it has a special ability and mouse over it. And in this case, you can see every time that minion takes damage, it gains 3 attack. Which means it can get really ridiculously out of control, especially if you have low damage minions on the board. Now we're having trouble coming up. A lot of trouble now.
So I took 4 damage to the face there, putting myself kind of low, kind of scary. If there's minions that have an ability called Charge, which allow them to attack the turn they come into play. Normally, minions have take a turn to get ready. If you played Magic the Gathering, you know, their summoning sick is the term they use there. So Charge can be quite scary, especially combined with some creature pump, because you've sort of done your math in your head and said, okay, I can survive a turn, and then it'll totally change what's going to happen. I am actually going to, because I'm paranoid, and paladins have a lot of nice pump ability, I'm going to give my guy Charge just to get rid of that 1/1 so Vicious can't make him like a 5/5 and swing with him next turn.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
What?
So that, for example, is very annoying.
Do you know running firm? Burn nails? The girl who will be showing the fire from the shovel.
But the card I drew is going to help me deal with that.
Tazdingo!
So I've played a taunt minion, so unless Vicious has a removal spell that can kill it in 1, he's going to have to spend a turn and his shield to kill the minion. In the meantime, I'll be liberally applying force to his face.
Don't mess with Tusk!
I'm going to finally use my coin. The coin is a card you get every time you go second. It gives you basically an extra mana to make up for the fact you didn't go first. And I'm basically putting Vicious on lethal damage unless he does something.
I don't think I have quite what I need to get out of this, but we'll see how well it goes. Alright, so let's start with not dying next hit, hopefully. And then proceed to kill this guy.
Minion already attacked. Reporting for duty. For justice. Job done.
So thankfully Vicious is still dead.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just one short though. And again, that taunt guy gave me the turn I needed. Because if I hadn't had that taunt, Vicious would have probably sacrificed his 6/6, got rid of my 6/6. And I wouldn't have lethal damage on the table.
And I happen to have a couple of good cards in my hand that would have been able to clear. I have the Hammer of Wrath to kill your 2/3, then I have a Blessing of Might on hand as well. And that gave me my Paladin level 10. So I just unlocked Blessing of Kings. Now that looks like an awesome card. 4/4.
+4, yeah. That's the one I was talking about. That's why you don't necessarily want to leave minions if you have a choice. Leaving Paladin minions on the table is not recommended.
And it's only a 4-mana card. Man, that's nice. If that had Taunt too, that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean nuts.
I hate that +2 to Druid card that gives Taunt. Especially early game, that can do a lot of mean to you because they throw down like a 2/3 and then they give it a 2/2 plus taunt and you can't get past it. And then every time you finally whittle it down, they throw down a healing card.
One of the generic rares is a card that gives minions either side of it +1/+1 and taunt. It's 4 mana 3/3 and it's very nice. I put it in a lot of decks that I build.
I have that. I also get owned up by that Sunwell card a bunch sometimes, throwing down a random +1/1 to some minions.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so there's some sort of key generic ones that you can craft that will go into a lot of decks that will raise the power level of your generic deck somewhat.
I got a hunter and a priest to level up now, so I guess I'm gonna try the priest. I'll do the hunter last. Level 1 priest coming your way.
I'm so tempted to pull out one of my other decks. Well, I'll go back to the warlock. So level 2 warlock.
Darkness versus light.
Yeah, priest has some fun cards. The first deck I built was a deck that had mostly basic cards for the priest. You can do it, so if you want to get into it and you want to start playing, there's the same thing with a lot of CCGs, this phenomena of net decking, where you can basically look up popular decks. You don't have to worry about how to build one yourself and sort of see what a good deck has, and either sort of copy that deck if you have the cards, or adapt it based on what cards you have. And if you search for budget, you'll quite often find a deck that uses, not that many rares.
Yeah, I'll have to look into disenchanting those gold cards you said and see what I might want to purchase to help build my decks. Because I think I have gold versions of cards that I already got through unlocking basics, so I might as well disenchant them.
So the game allows you've probably seen Vicious when he starts, you can choose your starting, you have an initial starting hand and you can choose to get rid of as many of those cards as you like and draw new cards. That plays a big difference, especially in the advanced levels where, your first couple of turns are crucial. You don't want to hang on to your high cost spells because you'll just fall so far behind.
I knew you were going to have something. Damn it! I was hoping you wouldn't have something like that in your hand yet, because I had the Sunwell Cleric ready to go next round. And that would have put it up to a pretty decent card this early on.
Shadow Bolt is considered by a lot of people to be like a really good example of what is right for a direct damage spell. 3 mana, 4 damage. Pretty darn good.
Yeah, too good. Especially, oh man, I could have had a good head start there. I had +1/1 coming with that to that minion with a 3/2 card on top, but then I had the a healing card on backup as soon as you did any damage to it. So, but now I'm gonna be suffering.
You did get to draw a card for the Divine Shield one though, so. Power Word Shield, there you go. So it replaces itself. And now I've got a big 4/6 taunt in my face. 1/6 taunt even.
Which unfortunately you can't kill. Damn it. You just have always the one better card. I get a few nice little cards here. I can't quite get them into play properly because I need one extra turn to get the synergy going.
Don't be afraid to wait as well. You know, if you know, for example, against a warlock, 4 damage is the breaking point, then you can hold back your, say, your rapture and your other one. I just drew a funny card.
Is it the one where you sacrifice a minion? No.
No, I don't have any of that one. That one's funny. No, this one is just straight up.
Oh, the funniest thing
I want to burn the world.
the funniest thing I ever saw happen was someone pulled out a legendary and it creates a random awesome device. And this random awesome device was, I think it either did big damage to a random minion, but what I'm pretty sure it did was it did a polymorph to a random minion. And the turn after he did it, it polymorphed the legendary that summoned it.
Yeah, that's the one you get for buying boosters.
And then that was like so funny when that happened.
So the play I did last turn was obviously not the best play. I could have done something else, but I just thought it would be funny to do.
Let's see. That's a rather strong card.
He's definitely big, but priests have ooh, he's bigger, but I can still kill him.
Yeah, you can kill him and he can kill you if you want to trade.
Yeah. And seeing I'm behind on life against a priest, I think that trade is going to be. Or
You probably have another like. You son of a. Same spells before.
but I did have to use 2 spells to get rid of it. But because I am a warlock, I do have the ability to draw, you know, that many more cards.
Now this, whenever a minion is healed, draw a card. Do they actually have to have damage, or?
Correct. They have to have damage. So normally you'd hold on to that until you have something with damage. But it's okay because you have a taunt protecting it.
Yeah, which is why I threw it down.
So what you may have done is hang on to the cleric until that guy is damaged.
True. Alright. I'm really not getting anything I need here. Oh, I finally get one of those kill cards, and now it's too late in the game for it to be useful.
Yeah, so the priest has 2 kills. There's a pain and death. Pain, I think, does minions with 3 or less.
Yep, you're just over that, so unfortunately I couldn't use it.
And death does 5 or more. So 4 power is actually, if you're playing against a priest, 4 power is about where you want to try and keep your minion. One of the other things you come to realize matters is positioning. because they are spells that will deal with damage to minions and minions next to it and stuff like that. Is that Jen rocking out in the back?
Yeah, she's watching a movie.